Here we go. Hawks with the ball, gets the screen, no. Spindle, still there. Gets the screen. Another screen. Can he make it?
All right, Joe, so today maybe didn't go exactly as expected, but, you know, nonetheless, you guys took that game right down to the wire.
Yeah, no, it was a great game. We were playing against another great team, and sometimes that's how it goes. You know, you don't get the balls to go or the passes to go, and the other team's on fire or making the right moves, and that's just how it goes. So it was a fun time, though.
Hey, Joe, you got a great story, man. Paralympian 2 times. You scored a bronze in 2012 in London. Took away a lot of really great experiences as an athlete.
Yeah, you know, playing with USA was one of the greatest honors of my life. Going to Beijing and London, I always tell people if I could bottle up a little bit of that adrenaline and give it to you, I would, because it's out of this world. So it was a great honor being part of those teams, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
You know, I think people think, oh, you know, people in wheelchairs, you know, they can, this gentle, delicate world, but right. Wow, you got a great story, man. Yeah. You go into the prison system and actually help guys who have, I mean, everybody needs a mentor. You're giving guys inside the opportunity to play ball. Talk about that program. Tell me what it's like, how you got involved.
We had a guy named Coach Hollins get a hold of our nonprofit, Capital City Adaptive Athletes Foundation, and talk to us about wanting to start a prison program. And this was kind of right during the epidemic and COVID happening, so we kind of had to put a hold on it. But once we got started, we hooked up with Performax. We went in there, we took 20 brand new chairs, Performax chairs in there. We got about 20, 30 athletes right from the jump, and we have guys from amputees to spinal cord injuries to able bodies. And we got in there and just started teaching wheelchair basketball. And now we've been doing this for 4 years. And I'll be honest, I would put my guys in the prison system up against most teams in our NWBA, and they would do pretty well.
Yeah, so, you know, when it came down to getting into the system, and I mean, I want to be delicate about this, but you know, you're in a pretty hardcore place.
Right.
What was it ever frightening or concerning? What was the experience like? You're rolling into a prison for the first time, and you're not the prisoner.
Right. I'll tell you what, the very first time it was a little intimidating. And I think more because I wasn't sure what to expect from them and from us and just the surroundings. But the guys inside made it very comfortable and very welcoming into their world, into their home. And were very gracious enough to sit down with us and tell us their stories of why they're there and why they're trying to change and get better. And I think their openness and welcoming us in made it a lot easier. And now I can be honest, I can call some of those guys that are incarcerated my friends. They're not guys that I go in and do a program with. They're some of those guys that I call friends now.
Yeah, it's interesting. Sometimes you're mentoring somebody and you're hoping that they're going to go to school or do something a little bit better with their lives in that direction. But you still, even if you're incarcerated, you still have to have a purpose and a reason to wake up. Yeah. So what do you think wheelchair ball did for those guys? I mean, did you see a light go on for some of these guys that helped them?
Absolutely. A light went on for a lot of these guys. The stories we've heard back from these guys about they're proud of just being part of something now that's bigger than them. They're proud of being part of something that's pushing them to be good in the right direction. It's amazing, these stories we hear of what these guys go through and what wheelchair basketball has done for them. You know, we have one guy who we met in the prison who actually got out and is now playing in the Division I championship division. So we have a guy that went from incarcerated, 11 years in prison, to now is outside representing on the outside playing wheelchair basketball. It shows you what it means to these guys that they keep it going, and I think it changed some of their lives.
You know, I can tell you do this from a very altruistic level. It's not like you're looking for a big pat on the back, but man, it must feel really rewarding when you see a story come out of the, you know, all your effort and all the hard work.
Yeah.
Does it feel good? Well, obviously it does, but yeah. What does it mean to you?
It means the world. You know, it's definitely something. Out of all my accolades and everything I've done in this sport, I got to be honest, leaving this behind at the prison might be one of my proudest moments, one of the biggest things that I'm proud of, just because I've seen it change lives, and I've heard these guys' stories of what it means to them and what we mean to them, and just the same as what we mean to them, they mean to us. So it means a lot, and I'm very, very proud of it.